This is a great way of practicing during the winter, and it's getting cold outside. And if you're in Wisconsin, Michigan, the Midwestern states, it's going to be cold, and winter's a long time. And here I'm just practicing going over the ball. It's a golf cart that's turned upside down, put in a stand, some homemade stand, and then with a spring on top, I have a ball where I can practice high balls. And I can throw the ball, and I can practice. I can hit backhands here, and then go over the ball. It's a great way of practicing, a Ferris wheel motion or practicing topspin. It's a great way of strength, keeping your wrist and arm and strength, your body. It's a great way. You can also practice, turn this side way, go under the ball. It's a great way of teaching young people how to go under the ball, how to go over the ball, and how to go through the ball. Another way you can practice during the winter is take some rubber bands and put on a racket. And what you do is you practice in this space, you have enough space, and you practice acceleration. You can hear the sound of the rubber bands. If you hit the racket, you can hear the acceleration from the racket, but when you put rubber bands here on the strings, you can really hear the acceleration. And a lot of times, remember, power comes from acceleration, so it's a great way of practicing. I took an old T2000, it's a little heavier, so it's weighted, gives me, weight training, and several rubber bands that you can just put together, and it's a great way of practicing acceleration, forehand, or you can do backhand. Another thing you can do is just take a spring, and I can show you later in another video where you get the springs. Where you take a spring, I put a ball to it and tie it to it, and then I can just practice that motion. I can practice my serve. I can reach up, maybe perhaps touch something in the ceiling, and just practice up there. Okay, or I can practice with forehand. I can practice, and then all of a sudden with the ball and the spring, it gives me a nice snap, natural. And so I practice my motion. I can do it both right-handed and left-handed. I would encourage, if you're practicing or training in the winter at home, you would practice both right-handed and left-handed, and put some music on and practice. And so here I'm practicing with a spring with the ball attached to it, and of course I'm in my batter's position or ready position, and then a good athletic position, and then I just practice. Okay, good early preparation, EP, and it's a great way of practicing. So I encourage you to practice both forehand, right hand, and also left-handed. And if you want to, use two hands. Practice your backhand, both hands. I often tell young people to practice right-handed, left-handed, both hands. I tell them to alternate hands like a speed boxer would practice one hand and he practice the other. He trains with both hands, both sides of his body. And I think good tennis players and better tennis players will be able to practice on both sides of the body and be ambidextrous. So I hope this is helpful. It's just I just did it off the top of my head, and so enjoy, and I hope this is helpful. Any questions? 414-484-4061 can help you out with some practice ideas.